You take away their power that they have used over you, and you give that power back to yourself. Hello, my love. Welcome back to Arouse for another episode. And if you're new around here, welcome. I am Sam, your host and personal life coach, and today's episode is all about this toxic trait that you need to unlearn so you can reinvent yourself and your confidence. So let's get into all the tea. Warning, the following presentation is intended for mature audiences. It includes stigma topics like sex, addictions, mental illness, adult dialogue, and strong language. Viewer discretion is advised. Alrighty, Roo. We are diving into all the goodness of today's episode. So I'm going to be talking about you need to unlearn this toxic trait to reinvent your confidence. You're probably thinking, well, Sam, is there just one? Is there multiple? Like, what is this episode going to be about? And there are other traits that may be toxic, but I'm going to talk about one that's vital to your confidence and what might be actually holding you back from building your confidence even more. Because I had an experience of this just last year, and it made me realize, holy fuck, I need to heal myself from this and unlearn this toxic trait so I can be more confident, I can feel good about myself and not do this so then I eventually continue to feel shitty about yourself when this type of situation arises. And believe me, it's going to come up pretty much forever because other people are always going to have an opinion. You need to be proud of yourself. And why am I bringing this up? Because I made a handmade gift for someone last year for their wedding. If you've ever seen those shadow box bouquets before, I took the bouquet from the bride, who is a friend of mine, and I wanted to surprise her and do her bouquet for her, even though she kind of technically knew that I was doing it for her because someone accidentally told her. They were not expensive flowers, and I am not a master of preserving flowers, but I watched several DIY videos on YouTube on how to do this and got all the materials, went to Michael's with my grandma and picked out the right shadow box that would fit it with the boutonniere as well from her husband. And when I gave it to her, and it was during COVID times, I did not get a good response. I didn't even get a thank you. I felt very underappreciated, undervalued. I felt like I put in all these hours of work and love and care into this gift that was never even appreciated. And so I felt very upset that I couldn't even get a thank you out of her. The only thing that she said was, oh, the flowers didn't turn out very good. And I never got a thank you about it, not even to this day. And I felt very upset about that. I did even hold a grudge against her for a period of time because I was so angry that she couldn't even feel grateful that I would do something like that for her because she wasn't crafty. She wouldn't do something like that, and she wasn't going to pay for someone to do it. And so anyways, I took it upon myself to really sit with myself after this and figure out, why am I feeling this way? Like, why is this upsetting me so much? Yes, it did take a lot of time and care. I didn't spend 100 hours on this, but I spent at least a couple hours trying to figure out how to put it together, drawing it out, making sure that everything was together. And I realized that I was looking for external validation because when I was a kid, I grew up learning that you look for external validation. And what that means is you look for someone to tell you, oh, good job. Like when you make a painting or a drawing and you give it to your parents and they say, good job, I'm so proud of you. And I wish that my parents would have said, you must be so proud of yourself for making this. This is beautiful. I wish my parents would have taught me that growing up. And no, I do not hold this against my parents. This is a generational wound and trauma to break that I have broken within myself, so I don't pass this on to my future children and future generations. However, this is something to unlearn for yourself, and whether you have kids or not, it's important for you to unlearn this so you can heal from it and look for validation within yourself. And this time you're looking for your own internal validation. When you look for external validation through other people, it only leaves you feeling empty. And so looking back at this experience when I made this shadow box for this lady, I did my very best. I wanted to make it look the best I very could because I knew how important this day was for her. It was her wedding day. And considering that her bouquet was mostly made out of wildflowers, it really crushed me that I never got a thank you. But what hurt me more is that I never told myself what a good job I did. I thought, I think it looks pretty good. Looks like I did a pretty good job, but I never said, Sam, you did a bitchin' fucking job on this. Like, wow, does that look so good? You must be so proud of yourself. I'm so proud of myself for making that. This was the first time I ever made a shadow box with a bouquet and a boutonniere, and I thought it looked fucking awesome. Part of me wants to ask her for it and be like, you know what? You don't want it? I will take it back and I will hang it on my wall because it's something that I created and something that I'm proud of, that it's like, if you don't want to hang that in your house, fuck that. I'm going to hang it in my house because I'm so proud of it. It's a piece of art that I would love to have in my house, even though it was from your wedding day. If you don't want to appreciate it, that's on you at the end of the day. That's not on me. I did the best job that I could and I'm proud of what I made, what I created. And so you'll never feel empty by what other people think or say when you look for internal validation from yourself, because you'll always think to yourself, hey, I did a great job. I love it. And that's all that matters. You put your opinion on the highest pedestal and everyone else is below it. You're number one up there on the top pedestal and everyone else's opinion doesn't really fucking matter. Because it doesn't. And this is the thing that you need to unlearn. Your opinion matters. Being proud of yourself matters. Looking for internal validation of anything you do matters. Whether you're organizing your kitchen, you're making your room up and you're cleaning your room, making it look pretty, be proud of yourself. You take away the power that others use to have over you, and then you give that power back to yourself where it belongs. And like I said, I wish that someone taught me this when I was growing up, when I was younger. But here I am telling you right now, so you can start working on it yourself. Undo what society and or the adults in your life that have taught you growing up, maybe just not knowing how damaging that was going to be for you later on. And it can be crushing when someone rejects you. Like, I did feel super rejected when that lady never said thank you. I felt like she literally punched me right in the stomach and I threw up everywhere. Like, I felt so upset, so sick to my stomach, so crushed, that instead I could have been like, well, if you don't want it, I'll take it back and I'll hang it in my house. That is the response I wish I would have given to her when she said, oh, well, the flowers didn't turn out very well. I would have said, hey, well, you're welcome to give it back to me. I'd love to hang it in my house because it's a great work of art that I created. And if you don't want it, you don't want to appreciate it, I'll appreciate my work of art in my house. As much as you might think that that's a bitchy thing to say, that's where confidence comes in. That's confidence speaking. It's not arrogance. Arrogance would have said something very snappy. That's the thing, is confidence is like, well, if you don't want it, then I'll take it back and I'll appreciate it because I think I did a bitchin' job. And if you don't think so, then, that's on you. But I'd like to appreciate it because I think it's beautiful. So you need to love yourself first and be proud of yourself first. I know this isn't something that's going to happen overnight. This happened to me last year and I'm still working through it, making sure that I'm putting my opinion on the highest pedestal. And sometimes I do slip because I'm human. I'm just like you. I'm not perfect. I'm working on myself every day. I continue to work on my confidence every fucking day because if I don't, I'm going to lose it. It's like a muscle, which I've talked about in a previous episode, where if you don't work on your confidence, you're going to lose it. Just like working out at the gym. If you don't work out your muscles, you're going to lose your strength. You need to continue to work at it or you're going to lose it. So make your opinion count the most. Then no one else will ever come close to beating down your confidence. What did you think of today's episode? Let me know by leaving a 5-star rating and review. Tag me on social media at The Soulful Body Co. If you want more, make sure that you're subscribed to my Instagram, my TikTok, my YouTube channel, all the platforms that I'm on. I post dope shit on there, so make sure you are subscribed to everything and have the bell so you get notifications on all my new content. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next episode.